Every morning the world starts quietly, one soft light at a time. Homes flicker awake, shops open. People take those first small steps into a brand new day. And in all of that ordinary movement, there's something kind of extraordinary. A moment worth noticing, a spark you feel before you even name it. Sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's small, but kindness shows up right on time. And every morning we choose to show up with you so we can look for that spark together.
Good morning. I'm Matt Roof, the Uncommon Kindness Guy, and this is Kindness Rising. Let's rise together.
Good morning, everyone. Apparently, I am late for my own party. Mornings in the lab. Keith, good morning. Sully, Jess, Kathleen, and everybody else who's out there. Welcome to Kindness Rising. This is Kindness Rising, your morning dose of hope, humanity, and heart. More high fives for you and less rage bait. And this today is Without a Net. Week 1, number 4, and our theme continues. Show up real. Monday, we had an invitation. Tuesday, we talked about dropping our armor. Today, Wednesday, we talked about learning to see. And today, we're going to ask one more important question. What does it cost us to keep performing? Because performing works, at least for a little while. It helps us to fit in. It helps us to avoid conflict. And it helps us to look competent. But performance also has a cost. It costs energy, connection, creativity, and honesty. And eventually, if we're not careful, it will cost us ourselves for sure. Today's lesson is the cost of performing. We're going to talk about the quiet exhaustion that comes from managing the version of ourselves that we think other people want. Not what we want, what other people want. Let's rise together. Good morning again to everyone. I hope everyone's having an amazing start to their day. I am indeed. I am super excited because tonight, I talked about it last year for those who were there, but tonight starts the Thursday night concert series in our community here where we get amazing acts, and it's free. The local bank sponsors a Thursday night concert series for fun. Yeah, free. Bands tonight is called the Dirty Dozen Brass Band. If you've ever heard them, they are awesome New Orleans brass band. They do a lot of backup, particularly I saw them in the 90s backing up Widespread Panic. They were awesome. We're going to have the California Honey Drops coming back. That's going to be amazing. The Garcia Project, a Jerry Garcia cover band. Are you kidding me? Yes. And I think the ultimate headliner for this series is a guy named Robert Randolph. If you ever seen Robert Randolph play the slide guitar, it's unbelievable. This is not what I meant to talk about today. Check out Robert Randolph, though. Let's talk about the cost of performing. Yeah, I get that, Jess. You have your social battery. We all do. That's the classic example of a introvert, right? You love to be social. I know you do, but it exhausts you. That's okay. You have to get re-energized by a little bit of alone time. All right. The cost of performing. I'm performing, but I love to perform. It's not a cost for me. It's actually a boost of energy. Have you ever left a room feeling tired, just exhausted? Not because the meeting was long, but because you spent the whole time just managing yourself, managing your face, your tone, your reaction, how much enthusiasm, how much disagreement, uncertainty, or how much truth to let through. It's not a physically tired, it's the tired that comes from performing. I'm sure most of us know it. We know what it feels like when we walk into a room and we're immediately calculating, who do I need to be here? How much of this is safe? What version of me will get through this without creating a problem? Sometimes that calculation is necessary and sometimes it's wise. But when it becomes constant, that's when it becomes heavy. Because every performance requires energy, and the more energy we spend managing the image, the less energy we have for the actual work, for the real conversation, for the creative idea, the honest conversation and the human connection. That's where we want our energy to go. So today we're not judging the performance, we are noticing the cost, because sometimes the question isn't, can I keep this up? Sometimes the better question is, what is keeping this up taking out of me? That's what I'm trying to get to. What is keeping this up taking out of me? Absolutely. All right. Well, the song restarted. That must mean I ran a little long, but that's okay. Welcome, everyone. Welcome right here to Kindness Rising. We get up and get after it 7:30 a.m. Eastern every single morning to get you up with a little hope, humanity, heart, high fives, and less rage bait. I'm glad you've joined me. If you're out there, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Join us every weekday morning, 7:30 a.m. here on Kindness Rising as part of the Mornings in the Lab network. We are going gangbusters over there and ready for you when you are ready for us. But first, always our Who in the World quiz for the day. I'll give you 3 clues, 1, 2, 3 clues throughout the episode, and you will guess who our mystery person is today. Someone who has something to do with the topic, maybe is celebrating something today or is otherwise interesting to us. Here's our first clue. This person had a film career that actually began in a low-budget horror movie called He Knows You're Alone. How classically funny is that? He knows you're alone. Don't answer the phone. He knows you're alone. That was this person's first film. Religions are the food chain of darkness. Wow. You went hard, didn't you? Okay. Source God. Okay, good. Welcome in. I'm glad you have such strong feelings, and I'm glad you're searching for whatever inspires you and your source. I'll tell you what's inspiring to me, doing a kindness spotlight every single day here at Kindness Rising. We highlight organizations that are doing good work for good people, by good people, and today is no different. Waiting for the drop in today's Kindness Spotlight. It's one we've done before, but it makes sense for today again. The Center for Humane Technology. Fits our lesson pretty well, the cost of performing, because places we perform most now, it's not a conference room. It's the screen. It's this screen, the post, the profile, the comment section, the version of ourselves that we package for attention. The Center for Humane Technology is a nonprofit focused on helping me turn the volume down on my music. Helping. They really are helping technology serve humanity, especially as social media and AI shape what gets rewarded in our culture. That matters because digital life can quietly turn your identity into a performance. You got to be interesting, be polished, be outraged, be successful, be available, be relevant, be more than human. What? Without a net, what we're talking about here, we're asking a different question. What is all that performance really costing us? Our attention, our peace, our creativity. Today, we're spotlighting Center for Human Technology for reminding us that tools we use should help us become more human, not less, because kindness also means protecting the space where our real selves can breathe. That is the Center for Humane Technology. Well, there it is. I just revealed our next segment before I just got right out ahead of myself. How's everybody doing today? I'm going to take a little sip here and straighten myself up. Oh, stretch her out. Got to get that stretching in the morning. I do quite a bit of stretching these days in the morning. I enjoy it, actually. Get a little loosey-goosey, get going. Nothing formal, just moving my body. Hey, Jess, were you there yesterday? You didn't comment. I did the dance for you. I was thinking about moving my body, doing my dance. All right, let's get going here. Keeping the train rolling. Let's try to stay on the track. Yeah, California honey drops. Honey drops. Yeah. Yeah. They're awesome. Awesome. Oh, puppy incident. Oh no. Puppy kitty incident. Oh boy. Okay. It doesn't matter. You don't have to respond every time I say your name. I'm going to be honest. Here's a little insider information. I love all of you that you came here, right? But sometimes I say your name to remind me that I'm talking to somebody and remind me who I'm talking about. And two, sometimes I get going. I'm like, okay, I just get talking. I'm like, there's people out there. That's why I say your name. Oh boy, playroom. Yeah, we have wrestling kitties in our house, but they usually play nice. All right, let's do Wait, That Happened. Wait, That Happened. I'm doing this one specifically for you, Mike Sullivan. I don't know. I just said your name because yeah, this is for all of us to remember right here. Wait, that happened today, July 9th. We're on July 9th already. 1955, 1955, Russell-Einstein Manifesto. Do you guys know what that is? I do. And I'm going to share it with you. There it is, the Russell-Einstein Manifesto. Two pretty brilliant minds out there in the world. Part of our history, Albert Einstein and Bertrand Russell. And this is what happened. It was signed by those scientific minds at a time, at the scientific minds of the time, and warning us about the dangers of nuclear war. Oh, sorry, I got excited by the comments. I'm so easily distracted. All right, it was signed by the most brilliant scientific minds of the time and warned the world about the dangers of nuclear weapons. Absolutely did. And there's one line that actually isn't in the manifesto, and I'm talking about the manifesto anyway. It came after the manifesto when the work that was being done around that was honored for the Nobel Peace Prize. And the line goes like this: remember your humanity and forget the rest. Pretty simple. Remember your humanity and forget the rest. That's pretty powerful. In that moment, the scientists weren't asking world leaders to look, they were asking leaders to look past ideology, status, power, pride, and performance. They're saying before you're a nation, before you're a party, before you're an enemy or a strategist, you're a human. And if we forget that, the cost can be devastating. And that, of course, connects directly to our lesson today, because performance happens at every level. Individuals perform, teams perform, organizations perform, and nations perform. We protect our image and we defend our position. We double down because admitting uncertainty feels less dangerous. And wisdom often begins when we stop performing. Yeah, we want to stop performing certainty long enough to remember our humanity. It's true in global conflict. It's true in organizational leadership, at the kitchen table, or in a team meeting. Sometimes the most courageous thing we can do is stop defending the role and return to the human being underneath it. Remember your humanity. Forget the rest. That's not just history, it's a compass. There it is, the Russell-Einstein Manifesto. I think it got the name because those are the two most famous guys on it, right? Like calling the Declaration of Independence the John Hancock or whatever. I don't know. Downtime after social events is a great call, Jess. Absolutely, absolutely. All right, let's get into our clue number. Wow, I got really loud there for a second. Let's get into clue number 2. Here it is. We're continuing our who in the world are we talking about conversation. Clue 1, a film career that began in a low-budget horror movie called He Knows You're Alone. All right. Clue number 2, I bet we're getting closer here. Someone may know this one. This person has a really deep fascination with typewriters, and he's even written about them. I just gave you a he. A film career, low-budget horror movie, He Knows you're alone. And he has a deep fascination with typewriters and has written about them. Those are our first two clues in the who's in the who's. Yes, bullshit studios. Studies, bullshit studies. Your studios too. You're the bullshit studies lab. Yep. Good morning, Dr. John Petrocelli. I appreciate you that you join us. I always like to weave. That's what I do every day. Every day, await that happened today. We look at what happened in the world and connect it to our topic. Sometimes it's a massive stretch. Sometimes it's quite obvious, but it's always interesting and informative. And that's what we're doing. And we always do our who in the world. It's not William S. Burroughs. Interesting guess. Interesting guess. All right. We'll talk about William Burroughs sometime, though. But yeah, I get excited, easily distracted. Not going to do it. Not going to allow myself to get distracted. We're going to keep rolling. We're going to keep rolling and talking about the cost of performing. And this is where we're getting into the research side and the without a net side, where I'm talking about organizational and personal. Yeah, exactly. Organizational and personal image control, impression management. Yep. The research tells us what's true, and without a net helps us put it to work. And today we're talking about something researchers call exactly that, impression management. It's just a fancy way of saying we try to influence how other people see us. And it's not automatically bad. We all do it. We have to dress for the room and choose our words, read the situation, be respectful and wise, of course. But then when impression management becomes constant, then it's just a performance. And that performance is expensive. It asks us to spend energy maintaining an image instead of participating honestly. It asks us to hide confusion so we can look competent, to hide our disagreements so we can seem agreeable. We hide exhaustion so we can appear strong, or hide our creativity so we don't look weird or strange. And we hide our mistakes so we don't lose our status. And it brings us right back, of course, back to Hunter's lyric from Help on the Way. I was blind all the time. I was learning to see. Today, the thing we're learning to see is the cost. Because many of us have performed for so long that we do not notice how much energy it takes. We think the exhaustion is just normal. The tightness in our chest is just the job. The careful email voice, I'm just being professional. We think the meeting after the meeting is just how organizations work. But maybe some of the exhaustion is the cost of not being able to show up real. Without a net, that's the opposite of performance. And it's not carelessness, but it is presence. The Grateful Dead didn't walk on stage careless. They were skilled, prepared, experienced, rehearsed, but they're not trying to reproduce a perfect image of themselves every night. Being present to what was happening, listening, adjusting, taking risks. They let the song become what it was becoming, and that's very different from performing certainty. It's a lesson for teams. A psychologically safe team does not eliminate professionalism. It just makes professionalism more honest. It creates a room where someone can say, I'm not really sure. I made a mistake. I see it differently. I need help. All those things. Those sentences, they save energy because people no longer have to maintain a performance. They can put the energy back into learning, creating, solving, connecting. So today, the question is, where am I spending more energy looking okay than being honest? Where's the performance costing me connection? Where's the role getting in the way of the human? Because the goal is not to stop caring how we show up. The goal is to stop abandoning ourselves in order to be accepted. And that is how we begin to show up real. Thank you. Thank you for listening to my Without a Net. Alfred H. Alfred. Oh, Alfred Hitchcock? Nope, it's not Hitchcock. Wow. Okay. I thought for sure the second clue was going to give it away, but maybe not. We'll go into our third clue. Welcome into Kindness Rising, where we do our who in the world every single day. A person who's connected to our subject, someone we probably all know, at least today, I'm pretty sure of it. And someone who has something to say about our topic or is celebrating something today. That is our Who in the World, and these are our 3 clues. I've given the first 2, I'll give them again. A film career that began in a low-budget horror movie called He Knows You're Alone. That's how I'm saying it. He has a deep fascination with typewriters and has even written about them. And the very last clue that I'm sure is going to light everybody up and know who we're talking about. This dude won back-to-back Oscars in the 90s and made the phrase, "There's no crying in baseball," unforgettable. There's no crying in baseball. All right. Who's going to be first with our Who's Who while I roll into my kindness compass, our kindness compass, because we always move from thought to action, something we can do, something we can talk about and rise with kindness every day. And that's what we're doing here. That's what we're doing here. We're asking ourselves questions and answering them. That's our action today. Seems more like an idea than an action, but that's okay. Where am I performing more than participating? That question helps you notice where image management may be stealing energy from real contribution. What truth am I editing out of the room? Sometimes the sentence we keep softening is the one the room actually needs most to hear. And how can I make one space less performative for someone else? Right? We always think about somebody else. When we reward honesty more than polish, people can put their energy back into their work. That is today's practice. Count the cost, not with judgment, but with curiosity, because every performance takes energy, and your real life deserves some of that energy back. Yep. Cool history facts. Alfred Newman loved A League of Their Own. There he is, Bullshit Studios. We got a winner today. Oh no, just came in first. But yes, Petro, it's Tom, it's Hanks. This compass off here. Tom Hanks, of course. July 9th, 1956, 1956. Just figured this out. Today's his 70th birthday. Okay, cool. Tom Hanks turning 70 today. I like him for today because he's one of those actors who can just disappear into roles while still somehow making us feel like we are watching a real human being. Right? Forrest Gump, Sully. I forget the lawyer's name from Philadelphia. Anyway, absolutely. Very rare. He's played big characters and big stories, but audience often responds. It's not just the performance, it's the humanity underneath it. Same with Meryl Streep, right? Meryl and Tom Hanks, I think, are 2 people who can just transform into a character, but continue to keep the humanity underneath. And that fits today's lesson, because the best performances do not make us forget humanity. They just reveal it. The problem is not performance on stage or screen. The problem is when life becomes a performance that hides our real self underneath. So that's today's answer. Tom Hanks. Reminder is that the role may get the attention, but the humanity is what people always remember. I forgot to put his picture up. I chose that one. That's the Philadelphia Oscar Tom Hanks. Look at him. Pretty happy guy. Pretty happy guy. Who's got good Tom Hanks memories? I remember Tom Hanks, my first Tom Hanks. I was a fan. I was a fan of Bosom Buddies. I admit it. Tom Hanks and Peter Scolari as the 2 friends who decide to dress as ladies in order to get low rent in New York, or get an apartment in New York, and they live in an all-women's building. Funny stuff ensues. Big. I want to be big. Yes. Awesome movie. Good reminder. Yep. Bosom Buddies. Sully said it. Yep. And then his Well, so he had that horror movie. I didn't even know that happened. When I was researching, I found that out. But what was his first big movie role? I think it was Mermaid, right? Or not Mermaid. Was that what it was called? No, Splash. Ron Howard, Splash, Daryl Hannah. Was that his big role? First big role? I think it was. Comedic role, right? And that's what's amazing, right? He did all those comedies, big, started to show his humanity a little bit. Joe versus the volcano, whatever. And then, I mean, it's just evolved. It's amazing. All right. So that's it. That's our show. I can't believe it. Our show is winding down for the day. We talked about Tom Hanks and we talked about the Russell-Einstein Manifesto, which was pretty cool. Absolutely along the way. And we're just talking about making sure that we are really, really focusing and understanding where we're putting our energy into places that don't energize us or that require us to be something that we're truly not. I know I did it, have done it in my life. We all do it. And like I said, to me, it's not that it's bad. I want to make sure that message is clear. I said it last time. Dropping the armor does not mean professionalism is bad. Of course, we want to be professional. We want to put our best self forward. Our best self, not our best performance of a executive or our best performance of a caretaker or our best performance of whatever our work is in life. You are, sorry, I'm interrupting myself. Jess, you talked about going to see Dylan. It's happening, huh? That's awesome. Enjoy the show. Charge up your battery right now and enjoy the show. Get it while you can. We're losing them left and right. So, yeah. All right. So that's it. That's today's show. I appreciate it. Fifth row. You're going to be able to see his sweat. That's awesome. Oh, that's really cool, Jess. That's going to be amazing. I want to hear all about it. All right. That's it. We're going to close it up today. What does performing cost? That's the question. Performing something that we're not. It costs energy. It costs creativity. It costs honesty and connection. And sometimes slowly, it costs us the ability to even recognize ourselves. And Robert Hunter's lyric keeps guiding us. I was blind all the time. I was learning to see. We showed up real. We learned why we wear our armor. Yesterday we were learning to see, and today we were focused on that cost. Tomorrow we're going to wrap it all up. Playing without a net. This is where authenticity becomes practice. Until then, here's the thread. Be careful about any room that only rewards the polished version of you. And be grateful for the people and places where yourself and your humanity is allowed to breathe. Just like you can right here at Kindness Rising, and just like you can at Mornings in the Lab Network, where we welcome lots of perspectives, all perspectives that are done kindly and interestingly and with curiosity. That's what we are building here at the Mornings in the Lab Network and at Kindness Rising, a community of people who wake up with kindness, ready to get up and get after it. So that's what we're going to continue to do every single weekday morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern here on Kindness Rising. Now get on over to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Come on back tomorrow. This is Kindness Rising Live. This is Without a Net. We will be here in the morning. Until then, stay uncommon and stay kind. I forgot.